All right, today we're looking at something pretty wild. It's a white paper that imagines a whole new kind of economy, but instead of being built on money, it's built on truth, verifiable truth. It's called the PSU Protocol. So let's just jump straight to the heart of it. I mean, look at this question. What if we could actually make telling the truth more profitable than lying? Imagine that. What if the whole digital world we live in was built to financially reward, well, reality? That's the huge, ambitious idea we're digging into. Okay, so you're probably thinking, why do we even need something this out there? Well, it all starts with a problem that I think we're all feeling more and more every day. Let's call it the AI-fueled truth crisis. I mean, think about it. We are just drowning in information, right? It's coming at us from every angle, every screen, 24/7, a complete flood. But here's the crazy part. For all that information, how much of it is actually true? How much can you verify? The whole point of this paper is that real, verifiable truth is becoming an endangered species. And a huge part of this problem has a pretty wild name, probabilistic hallucinations. Basically, this is when an AI just makes stuff up. It generates things that sound totally convincing, totally real, but they're completely detached from reality. It's like a lie that's dressed up to look like a fact. And where does that leave us? Well, the authors use this amazing term, epistemological insolvency. It basically means our collective knowledge is bankrupt. Think of it like this. We've accepted so much bad information, so many lies and half-truths that our knowledge bank is full of fake money. We can't tell what's real anymore. So, is there a way out? Can we actually build our way out of this mess? Well, that's exactly what this paper proposes. And it brings us to the solution, a brand new system for intelligence called the Protocol for Verifiable Reality. We'll just call it the PSU Protocol. And this quote right here, this really gets to the heart of it. The old way of just assuming things are trustworthy, that's over. The protocol says we have to treat trust like a resource, something you have to dig for, something you have to mine mathematically, just like you'd mine for gold. So what's the mission? It's to build a whole new digital world where value and truth are basically the same thing. They're locked together. Just think about that for a second. If something is true, it has value. If it's a lie, it's worthless. It's that simple, but man, is it a huge idea. Okay, so that's the big idea, but how on earth would this actually work in practice? Well, the whole system rests on what the paper calls the 3 pillars of truth. Let's walk through them. From a bird's eye view, it's actually a pretty straightforward process. Step 1, you have to measure truth. Step 2, you have to secure it, prove where it came from. And step 3, you have to align it with what's actually good for people. So, measure, secure, align. That's the mantra. All right, pillar 1 is the truth detector. Now this gets a little technical, but the core idea is pretty cool. It uses a special kind of math to find persistent patterns in a ton of data. The paper uses a great analogy. Think of a sand dune. The overall shape of the dune is a persistent, real pattern. The position of any single grain of sand, that's just random noise. This system is designed to find the dune, not the grain of sand. It's looking for those deep structural truths. Pillar 2 is the accountability engine. And this tackles a huge problem with AI today, the black box problem, where you get an answer but have no idea how the AI came up with it. This system is different. It creates this kind of cryptographic braid. Every conclusion is woven directly back to the evidence that produced it, so you can follow the thread all the way back. Everything is auditable. No more black boxes. Now, pillar 3, this might be the most ambitious part of the whole thing. It's an ethical compass. The idea is to create a mathematical model of what helps humans flourish. They call it a welfare manifold. And get this, every new truth that's discovered gets checked against this model. Why? To stop us from finding truths that are technically correct, but would be awful for humanity. It's a way to make sure the system isn't just right, but that it's also good. Okay, so we've got a way to find truth, lock it down, and make sure it's beneficial. But how do you turn that into an economy? That's where the economic engine comes in. It's called proof of truth. So a lot of you probably know about proof of work, right? The thing that powers Bitcoin, where computers basically burn a ton of energy solving random puzzles. Well, proof of truth completely flips that on its head. Here, you only get rewarded if your computer work actually leads to discovering a real, verifiable truth. The work has to actually accomplish something meaningful.
So, in this economy, what makes a truth valuable? It's actually a pretty simple formula based on two of those pillars we just talked about. It's a mix of its validity, how strong and persistent the pattern is, and its alignment, how much it helps human well-being. So, a really strong, really beneficial truth, that's worth a lot. A strong pattern that's harmful, worthless.
And just like Bitcoin, to make this economy work, you need scarcity. So the protocol proposes a hard cap on its currency, which they call truth credits, or TC. There will only ever be 21 million of them. This makes sure that these credits, which literally represent units of verified truth, stay rare and valuable.
Now, obviously, as soon as you create something valuable, people are going to try to cheat the system. So how do you protect it? Well, the protocol has a kind of built-in immune system. The entire economy is designed from the ground up to defend its own integrity. And here's how it works. There are serious automatic penalties for lying. If you try to pass off a fake pattern as a real one, they have a great word for it, phantasmagoria. You get punished. If you mess with the evidence trail, you get punished. See, to even participate, you have to put up your own truth credits as collateral. It's like a security deposit. If you cheat, you lose your deposit. It's a massive financial incentive to just tell the truth.
And it's not just the economics, the governance is totally different too. In most systems, money equals power, right? A plutocracy. This protocol aims for a meritocracy. Your power, your vote, isn't based on how many credits you own. It's based on your reputation, your R-score, which you build up over time by contributing good, honest truths. In this world, integrity is what gives you influence, not your bank account.
So where does all this lead? What's the end game?
Well, the ultimate vision is a future where truth itself becomes a new kind of asset, something tangible that you can actually own and trade. And this gives you a little glimpse of what that might look like. You could have different tiers of truth assets. Your alpha truths would be the absolute bedrock stuff, like the laws of physics. Beta truths might be things with a strong scientific consensus. You can just imagine organizations and even individuals building investment portfolios based not on stocks, but on verified reality. And really, this quote just says it all perfectly. In the kind of world this protocol is trying to build, the most valuable thing you can have isn't money. It's cognitive integrity. It's your proven track record of finding and sharing things that are both true and good. Which brings us to the final and maybe most important question. As we head deeper and deeper into an age of AI and synthetic reality, we're going to need something to keep us anchored to what's real. Could a system like this, one that literally puts a price on truth, be that anchor? It's a huge, radical idea for sure, but in a world getting more confusing by the day, maybe it's exactly the kind of radical idea we need.